Today we are here with Coach.
Julius.
As Filipinos, what do you think is our chance in this sport?
I think that we as Filipinos have a very big chance with weightlifting because not only are we some of the most resilient people, but we are some of the hardest working people. And I think bringing pride in and becoming a big representative for our country is very important. So I think, I really think that we have the potential because also we do have the body type to be great lifters.
Why should we be motivated to prepare weightlifting athletes here?
I truly feel that to be motivated to try and bring athletes up here, especially like in the grassroots, is we give these kids opportunities. Like especially with our grassroots, a lot of our kids are escaping things that they deal with at home in their personal life, and the academy is like a safe haven. It's a place for athletes to be able to make friends, to be around the right people, and obviously something that Heidi's been really implementing is like we do the feast, so like kind of like a ministry thing, like church thing. So like we kind of promote good values through that. Man, I think it's a good opportunity and it's a good way to motivate kids to be able to develop the grassroots, because I think that's definitely something that needs to be implemented.
Should ordinary people be intimidated by weightlifting?
I think the ordinary people shouldn't be intimidated, but obviously we can't control how they should feel, right? But I think if we kind of let them immerse themselves into the community and the culture of whatever your academy or whatever your gym promotes, I think it's a great way to kind of build a good, fun-loving way community that would make it less intimidating. So I think it's that just cultivating a really good community amongst your members and your athletes.
If you have someone who has zero experience in weightlifting, what is it that they need to get started?
Weightlifting is a foundation sport, just like gymnastics. I really feel that weightlifting is something that would really benefit you with whatever sport you play. And if you have zero experience, that's even the best time to start, because you are a sponge. You'll be able to take in whatever information, you'll be able to learn new ways to move. So I really think that weightlifting should be one of the first sports that is taught, because I feel like even though it seems dangerous at some point, as long as you have the right coaches, the right people to motivate you, you can just about switch into any sport through weightlifting.
Morning or night?
Night.
Hot or cold?
Cold.
Long or short?
Long.
Beach or mountain?
Beach.
Series or movies?
Series.
Favorite food?
Sushi.
Favorite song?
Sushi.
Favorite movie?
No, just kidding. Movie, Finding Nemo.
Favorite athlete?
Hayden Diaz.
Favorite hobby?
Filmmaking.
What would you want to say to aspiring weightlifters?
Give it your best. You only have one chance in life. You never know what you could achieve. You could be someone who just started yesterday. You could be someone that just started next year. If you put your mind into something, you put your heart into something, you make everything happen. You can be someone like me who has had an interesting upbringing, who's played a lot of different sports but fell in love with weightlifting. I loved the sport enough. I educated myself enough. I did whatever I could to immerse myself in the sport, and I achieved something no one would ever thought would achieve. So, someone who average like me can achieve something, I'm pretty sure you can.
Thank you, Coach. Hi, everyone. Today I am with Coach
Roanne from Bulacan Weightlifting Team. And I have kids from different age category, and girls in women's 45, 49, then boys 61.
As Filipinos, what do you think is our chance in this sport?
Yes, of course, our chance here. So, ang laki ng potential. Like, we have our first ever Olympic gold medalist, Heidi. Yung lagi lang niya sinasabi, lagi sa mga bata, sa lahat, na kung nagawa niya, kaya rin natin mga Filipino. So as syempre, ang dami na rin mga bata ngayon, like etong mga competition today, na-expose na yung sport, and yung nagugustuhan na rin ng bata yung sport, kasi sa tingin nila, dito rin pwede mabago yung buhay nila. At the same time, nakita nila na ito yung may talent din pala sila dito sa pagbubuhat.
Weightlifting is considered intimidating to some people. Do you think that is it something that we should be intimidated by?
Of course, hindi. Bakit kailangan ma-intimidate? Kasi, we have, Heidi Diaz, she's a female weightlifter. And pinapakita lang niya na hindi lang pambabae yung sport na to. Para sa lahat, mapabata man, hanggang matanda. Like today, nakikita natin from very young age, at a very young age. Yan, yung kanina lang, katapos lang na 45 years old masters na babae. Nakakatuwa na hindi siya dapat hindi dapat ma-intimidate. In time, mas marami pa tayong Filipino. Feeling ko itong sport na to is for the Filipinos talaga eh. Ito yung sport na mag-excel talaga ang mga Filipino.
If you were to start, if an ordinary person were to start weightlifting, where should they begin?
Ordinary, syempre kailangan mag-start from technique lang, yung mga basic lifts na snatch, clean and jerk, kasi very technical ang weightlifting. Kasi sa part ko actually lahat ng hinawakan ko, yung iba walang background sa sport, yung iba meron. Then meron akong kids from the orphanage last competition sa UP. Wala silang exposure to anything kasi they're from the orphanage. So usually pinapa-experience ko muna sa kanila yung mga light sticks lang, yung for technique. And then hanggang sa makuha nila yung technique, madali na for me kasi madali mag-add ng weights kapag nakuha yung technique. Then yun, technique talaga simula.
What do you believe is the greatest challenge most athletes in the Philippines face today, especially weightlifters?
Yung challenge kasi actually hindi pa lahat nakakuha ng support. Especially, hopefully yung mga LGUs maging open na rin sila sa pag-support ng mga bata. Like hopefully soon ma-introduce or maisama na rin siya like palarong pambansa and makakuha tayo ng support from LGUs and other para makakompete sila dito at sa mga regional or nationals.
Last na po. What would you want to say to aspiring weightlifters?
Andito na sila so kung mangangarap man sila sobra-sobrahin na nila. Kung nagawa nga ni Heidelin Diaz na makuha yung first gold medal, kayang-kaya rin ng mga bata natin. Tsaka naniniwala ako sa mga Filipino na kayang-kaya din nila sumunod sa yapak na Heidelin, maging Olympian at maging Olympic champion.
Alright, thank you, Coach. Today I am with
Aaron Del Cruz, or everyone calls me Coach A.
and Coach A represents
My gym, which is Rise Up Training Systems. I have only one athlete today is competing in the 89 kilograms and above weight class.
As Filipinos, what do you think is our chance in this sport?
Well, I've been in the sport for the last 10 years. I've been coaching and competing. There's a big upkeep when it comes to the grassroots of finding the next Olympian and the next gold medalist for us. I think for the better part, Filipinos are really resilient when it comes to lifting and really getting ourselves stronger no matter what happens. And that shows in the platform for the sport.
Weightlifting can be intimidating to some people. Do you believe that it is?
Yes and no. Intimidating in a way because of the fact that there's a barbell that you're lifting, and most of the time not a lot of people are used to lifting stuff. But once you get the hang of it, especially for kids and whoever starting, weightlifting is a great sport for you to learn how to properly control your body and how it's performing. That movement from the ground, bringing it to your shoulders and above your head, that alone, the concentration for you to perform that lift is very important and very good for people to develop how to get stronger.
If I were to start weightlifting, what should I begin with?
Oh, I would suggest really start with something really body weight first, calisthenics, gymnastics, even ballet, because I believe when I coach, I believe that weightlifting is the ballet of barbell sports. That grace and beauty that you can perform with the barbell, you need to learn how to control your body first. That's the first step for you to learn weightlifting.
What do you believe is the greatest challenge that Filipino athletes face today?
It's always the support. We all need more support. We all need to bring up the younger generation to eventually learn the value of getting better at sport. Because if you think about it, as a country, we need more heroes for people to look up to. And athletes, especially in the sport of weightlifting and boxing, other sports that we represent in the Olympics, are the heroes we need for the next generation to look up to so that our country will be better in the long run.
What would you like to say to aspiring weightlifters?
I'd say get a good coach, learn the basics, do not rush in getting PRs, learn the technique, find the beautiful lift, find what works for you, get better at making your movement as technical and as beautiful as possible.
Hi everybody, today I am with
Coach Pep Agosto of Pep Project Weightlifting.
Who are you training today, or who are your athletes?
I'm here for the Agosto Weightlifting Team and Pep Project Weightlifting Team and other CrossFit athletes.
How did your athletes do today?
We got 1 gold and 1 silver for the first session. So we have 4 more sessions left.
Okay, coach. So today I'll just be asking you a few questions. What do you believe is the greatest challenge for our athletes here in the Philippines?
So first, grassroots, the biggest challenge is getting equipments, weightlifting equipments. Because in the city, okay, maraming equipments. But for us in the province, that's one problem na encounter namin kasi it's too expensive for the grassroots coaches to have weightlifting sets. So basically, mga CrossFit boxes ang nagbibigay ng mga old and used equipment. So sinishare namin siya sa provinces and other grassroots team.
What excites you about the sport of weightlifting in the Philippines?
Weightlifting, since bata ako nag-weightlifting, excited din ako as a coach kasi we can transfer the skills na natutunan namin from other coaches, international coaches na nagturo sa amin, local coaches, and then weightlifting is for Filipino talaga. No height needed. Sa lakas ng loob meron tayo, sa tapang meron tayo. So it fits for Filipino.
In your own words, what do you think makes a great athlete?
Well, siguro madaming factor, but in weightlifting na lang, puso. So this sports, hindi siya like basketball na dadampot ka ng bola, titira. Ito, talagang you train every day. After 1 month, baka feel mo mag-quit kasi progress in weightlifting is not simple, hindi siya mabilis. So it takes time, it takes athletes will talaga to train harder kasi sobrang hirap ng weightlifting. That's one problem din sa amin na hindi namin siya pwedeng basta na lang i-introduce as a sport na talagang like volleyball, basketball. Mabilis siya eh. Weightlifting, kailangan mo i-convince. If you do grassroots, kailangan mo i-convince yung parents na this sport is safe. But in fact, this is the safest. Kahit i-research siya, compare basketball and other ball games, mas safe ang weightlifting. And then, yun nga, sobrang hirap niya i-translate dun sa mga kids, sa mga nag-workout kasi when it comes to weightlifting, nagbabago yung isip nila. Akala nila bench press lang, deadlift lang. Well, weightlifting is skilled sports.
As Filipinos, what do you think is our chance in this sport? Why should we be motivated to prepare our athletes?
Well, Filipino, ang laki ng chance natin sa weightlifting. Na-prove na yan ni Heidelin Diaz, na-prove na yan ng other Filipino athletes na wala sa height yan, wala sa tangkad, wala sa laki. Nasa training lang talaga. Nasa proper training, proper guidance ng coaches, especially support din. Support from food, psych, PT and other. You need a team to do para maging magaling ka sa weightlifting. And then, syempre, ang daming sakripisyo mong gagawin for weightlifting. Daming disiplina sa sarili na hindi rin makikita sa ibang sports.
So would you say when given the sources, the Filipino athletes have a really good chance at making it to the elite in the sport?
Yes, for sure. Kung nasa atin na lahat ng support yung bibigay sa ating mga national athletes or other athletes na outside national team, no doubt we can do it in the Olympics. Kasi ngayon pa lang, minimal pa lang yung support na natatanggap ng ating national team. Ito na yata ngayon ang pinakamadaming pumasok sa Olympics na nag-qualify for Philippines. And then we're still waiting for one confirmation para maging 4 sila.
So weightlifting could be considered as a intimidating sport. What would you say to those who just want to get started, or for those ordinary people that would be interested in starting weightlifting?
Yeah, for weightlifting naman, para sa amin, this is sports for all. Pero nga, since yung iba intimidated sa weightlifting kasi parang feeling nila na hardcore, na nagbubuhat ka ng mabigat, dito kami papasok yung mga coaches na nasi-share ng mga skills sa other boxes. So, if you need to go weightlifting, you find a coach na magtuturo talaga sa iyo ng basic ng weightlifting, na especially competitive coach. Kasi mostly from the CrossFit, lumalapit na sa amin, tinatransfer namin yung natutunan namin sa competitive weightlifting para din sila matutunan nila na hindi pala ganito kahirap ang weightlifting. It needs proper guidance lang, proper coaching, tapos proper programming.
If I wanted to get started in weightlifting, or if any person wanted to get started in weightlifting, where should they begin?
Sa starting, syempre, drills, pagturo ng form, and then more on drills talaga. Pero when you're building naman, especially the technique, isasabay naman din yung strength ng power mo. So, pero mostly sa starting magfo-focus tayo dun sa pagturo kung paano gumalaw, pagturo kung paano niya intindihin yung galaw, what muscle to engage, what muscle to use, parang ganon. In a way na pwede namin siyang ituro na parang nagtuturo ka ng bata. Papasimplihin natin hanggang sa makuha mo yung movement. Yung mga bata natin tuturuan, grassroots, nakukuha nga nila. How much more na tayo, mga adult na nag-workout na. So mas naiintindihan natin siya. Yun yung namin na start dun sa form and drills ng wag magmadaling mag-load. Yun yung advice namin kasi mostly ng mga especially nag-workout, feel na nila malakas na sila eh. But weightlifting needs technique eh. So yun, namin, focus muna sa technique, slowly build yung technique na yon, and then eventually go up sa weight. Huwag magmadaling mag-load. Yun na namin.
What would you say a beginner would need to get started in weightlifting in terms of equipment?
Simple lang, mga bars. You don't need naman to buy agad ng sets ng weightlifting. So, kaya mo namang gawin yon kung may minimal equipment ka sa bahay. So for starter naman, you don't need to load higher weight eh. So technique muna. And then plates lang, minimal plate, 5 kilo, 10 kilo, 15, a bar, and other equipments na pwede mo gamitin for bodyweight exercise.
And what would you say is the importance of having good equipment when getting started?
Well, sobrang advantage ng meron kang equipment. Lalo na dito sa atin, especially sa Pilipinas na sasabihin mong maraming mahal na equipment. So, kung bibili ka rin naman ng mahal na equipment, doon ka na sa brand na tested na. Like mga ginagamit sa competition, Elico, JKC, yun yung mga ginagamit sa competition. Sa local naman, like JKC, meron din namang Play Hard, mga ganun na equipment na parang pareho na siya doon sa competitive plates ng IWF. So yun, kung meron kayong mga ganitong equipment, kung mag-i-invest lang din naman kayo, try doon sa mga brand na kilala na. Para mas advantage na rin sa inyo kasi hindi siya mabilis masira.
Last question, Coach. Is there anything that you'd like to say to the people who are watching?
Well, try weightlifting. Find a coach na magtuturo sa inyo na hindi kayo sobrang bombarded with details and ideas para matuto ng weightlifting. Find a coach na gagawin ng weightlifting na enjoyable, may enjoy mo, masaya, hindi boring. Tsaka hindi feel ng mag-workout na punishment para sa kanya. So, weightlifting, kailangan enjoy mo lang.
Alright. Thank you, Coach. Thank you.